Serving like Christ, a New Year's blog. Some of you may know that each year I have a spiritual focus that I try to concentrate on. Usually I pick something that is an area I feel I need to work on. This is the first year that I focused on something that I consider to be more of a strength of mine. I chose servanthood. Not at all trying to toot my own horn here. That's never my intention when it comes to my spiritual resolution. I just know I've been told by others that I have a servant's heart. And I went through what I usually go through at the end of the year. In the last days of 2023, I prayed and asked God to give me a focus for the new year. I was surprised when I felt led to servanthood. Then I sat and thought about it. I knew that in 2024 changes would be happening. I was hoping to get engaged and married. I was continuing to work in my new job being the lead preschool teacher, and I was planning on getting more involved at church. Having the spiritual resolution of servanthood made sense. I just didn't realize at the time how important it would become. At the beginning of 2024, I felt God calling me to leave my job that I had worked at for at least 5 years. I had just been promoted to lead teacher, so it didn't really make sense logically to leave. But through stirring and circumstances, I knew it was time. I began to look for other jobs, but it isn't easy to find teaching jobs in February. I looked for those jobs, but I kept feeling like I should change careers. I investigated being a behavioral health technician. A BHT is someone who works one-on-one with a student who has special needs. Now, some of you may recall that in 2023, I focused on patience and prayer. I never in a million years thought I would be contemplating becoming a BHT. I just didn't have the patience for it. Or so I thought. But then I kept hearing God say, make a difference to the one. I had been a teacher for years and had touched so many lives, but I felt God calling me to impact just one kid. That was strange to me, but I followed his lead. I became a BHT. And let me tell you, being a BHT is not easy, but it is rewarding. I needed a lot of patience and servanthood to do it. I also ended up getting married this year. People said that the first year of marriage is hard, that it is hard to live with someone who may not have the same habits as you. It is not easy at times, but because I had servanthood as my focus for the year, whenever I began to feel annoyed by little things, I remembered to humble myself. I remembered to stop and speak in kindness. I didn't bury things down, but I did choose to either handle the problem myself or communicate how I felt. That may not have happened if I hadn't remembered to be a servant. While being a servant isn't easy all the time, it is so important. Even Jesus humbled himself and became a servant. That's pretty much what his whole life on earth was. He was a servant. Whether he was healing, listening, teaching, or showing love in action, he served. That's what we are called to do as well. So, have you been a servant this year? What is God calling you to focus on spiritually now?